This is kind of insane, right? I am actually quite surprised that this is coming out already so soon. Alright, so soon. I sort of predict that some countries will start doing this outside of China, which is a country that's been doing this for the longest time ever. So, UK Online Safety Act takes effect today. If you are from the United Kingdom, users must now verify identity with a third party, scan your face, the face is being scanned to access adult content online. Alright, this is very, very important. So this is how you scan your face. You hold still, they'll be scanning your face in the image. So they need to verify, are you a kid, are you an adult? And this is going to be very important so that the government can take control of you and your life. Alright, very, very important. How else can the government take control of you and your life and sell you or like, you know, do personalized content towards you, right? So this is very, very important. Now, do you guys remember last year when they did this specifically in China? People are like making fun of China for doing it. And I bet you now UK is doing it. And if there is no backlash and if it goes in according to plan, I assure you that more countries will see this and be like, okay, this is a very good way of us as the government to take control of our citizens. Let's do that. There's a thing called VPN. You can't. You have to scan that specific one before you go there, right? You need the ID stuff, right? Everyone on the UK gonna know. Also, you're not going to risk it for VPN because if you get caught, you have to pay like a very expensive fine. You can see right here, right? Proposed screen time limits requires age verification for video games exceeding 2 hours. You cannot be gaming more than 2 hours. You think you're gonna play game more than 2 hours? As a kid, think again, right? Non-compliance fines up to 18 million, whatever that currency is that pound? Now, if you want to use VPN, go ahead. But 18 million if they found out, that's a lot of money. Now, do you have that much money? That's a lot of money. 10% revenue sites may be blocked. So again, this is going to be a very, very expensive fine. You want to mess around, you can mess around. I guess some people just time to get the heck out of the country. I don't think it's going to be that simple. But again, at the end of the day, this is something that right now, the UK, the United Kingdom, they'll have to figure out, right? Good thing you're not in that country. You might say that good thing you're not in that country, but what if other countries sees... Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of government, they want to control their citizens, right? Now, I know a lot of you guys probably don't want to live in reality. You want to like pretend that that's not the case, but that's always the case. Government wants to control you and they want to be able to see what you do online or in your life. It's going to make it easier for them to track down things and it's going to give them more control over everyone. Now, how do they implement things is they usually try to do it in terms of saying that, okay, we are doing this for kids. We're trying to do this in, to try to prevent kids from doing certain things or trying to use kids as an excuse, right? Generally, it's going to be what it is. It doesn't matter where you're from. If your government sees this is working elsewhere, why would they not just adopt this, right? What is preventing your government, whatever country you're from right now, who is watching me, right, from doing this as well in the future? Because if it works in UK, it works in China, it's been working for a while, why would your government not do this? I think it's just going to be a matter of time, right? So again, this is how it is. Access to porn games, niche gaming forums, or non-state approved content will be restricted. Now again, I can see where they are coming from. I understand that kids on Pornhub, kids on Discord, there's a lot of kids on my Discord, by the way, very annoying. Kids on Reddit, I don't care about kids on Reddit, right? Who cares? Just downvote them. Kids on Grind, I don't even know what the heck is a green grinder. I don't know what this is. Okay, this is going to be those platforms needs to basically try to kids on Spank Bang. Yeah, I have no idea, right? Maybe there are kids on Spank Bang as well, right? But any whatever stuff is for gay people. I'm not gay, so I have no idea. But anyways, like again, I understand that a lot of kids, they might go to that, right? Grindr is a microwave app. I have no idea. Kids have no chill. They need to bypass everything. So kids are getting more and more advanced. Grindr is a dating app. Oh, it's a dating app. Oh, it's like Tinder, is it? I know Tinder, but I never heard of Grindr before. First time. Maybe it's from the same company. That's why they pronounce the same. Anyways, here's the thing. Like at the end of the day, how else do you control the kids? How else do you prevent the kids? Right? Now, like, I'm gonna be real with you guys, right? Let's have an honest conversation, right? I'm gonna have an honest conversation with you guys about what I think of things. Last year or 2 years ago, if you ask me, like, if you actually ask me my perspective of these kind of things, right? I will always say that government shouldn't regulate things. It should be the parents' job, right? It should be the parents' job. But like, now you guys know I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher. I've since changed my perspective actually. I've since changed my perspective over the course of 2 years. 2 years ago, if you ask me that, I would say, no, government shouldn't touch the internet. It should be the parents to prevent the kids from using TikTok or whatever. But the more I talk to more parents as a teacher, I think it's impossible for parents to monitor their kids most of the time. I actually do think so. And I'm trying to come it from a place of both sides, right? From a place of I don't want censorship on the internet, but at the same time, is it possible? Because kids will always be on the internet, and every kid has a phone nowadays. You guys know how it is, right? Maybe some of you guys don't know, but I'm telling you guys, that's how it is. You don't trust the government? There needs to be regulation somewhat. I don't know what's the best solution then. How do you prevent kids of doing certain things? There's just no way. Parents cannot monitor the kids 24/7. Especially nowadays where both parents are working. It's not like last time where the father will work but the mother is at home doing working as a housewife. That's no longer the case, right? You can't use work as a scapegoat. Wait, what? Work as a scapegoat? You gotta have a good big brother like me to block all the garbage from sibling tablet. Damn. Yeah, but not everybody has a brother like you, right? Some people have a sister that is a he, him. You know, like a sister that pretend to be a brother. But the thing is, it's very complicated, right? I do think that if you really want, you cannot expect. So here's the thing, right? And you gotta think from it in the perspective of the government, right? The government wants to encourage more citizens to have kids, ideally, right? Every government wants more citizens to have kids because if you don't have, the population die down. If population die down, there's not enough young people to work in the industry, and there's not enough economy to flow in that country. So it's generally bad. So if you are the government, you want to do things in favor of parents. You want to try to please the parents, and this is one of the rules that basically do please them. Does it make sense? No way to pay pension to? Yeah. Like if you think in the way of the system that we live nowadays, right? In a society that we live nowadays, that's the system. As a government, you gotta cater towards parents that have kids. You can't cater towards people that don't have kids. So you just gotta do that, right? Kids problem is just an excuse they're using. I don't think they give a single shit about kids. They don't give a single shit about kids. I do agree. They don't really give single shit about kids, but at the same time, how do you solve this issue? Like how do you solve an issue of kids actually accessing any of this stuff, right? Is there any solution to that? Outside of the parents monitoring them 24/7, which is not going to be viable for some parents, right? There are some single parents as well, so that's just what it is. Investigates 4chan, may face Cloudflare block under court order. So basically it aims to prevent kids from accessing harmful social media content like porn. That's pretty much what it is. A new internet rule. So this specifically for UK, it's not like an EU thing. For now, it's a UK thing, right? Now, will they ever try to push this? Now, this is apparently real, right? I've looked into this. Yeah, it's real and partially in effect. So that's going to be what it is. Until it's like full in effect, for now, there won't be much backlash yet. But eventually, people are going to look into this and be like, wow, that's what's happening, eh? The only good thing the UK has done, a serious society would just ban porn outright. Ban porn outright. Yeah, this one is just just preventing certain websites, right, for now. But that's going to be the problem though. Some websites can still be accessed. Kids have been growing up with porn in the net for years. Why is it a problem now? The problem now is because it's much easier to access the internet now. Like maybe like 20 years ago, it's harder because smartphones isn't a thing, right? So it's probably like harder years ago because like the only device that can access the internet is the computer. And like not everybody has computer. So now technology has advanced to the point that everyone has access to the internet, right? Because it's like smartphones, right? So it's definitely way easier now than before. You can't deny that nowadays pretty much a lot of kids have internet, right? And you could argue that, okay, let's not give smartphone to the kids, right, to the child. You can't do that. If you are doing that, and let's say everybody at school has smartphone except for your son or your daughter, you are an abusive parent. You are going to be seen as an abusive parent. So society is going to look at you as an abusive person, and you don't want that, right? You need to virtue signal. You got a virtue signal, right? You don't want to be seen as a woke person and an abusive parent. There's the number two. There's the two things you don't want to be seen as in life. But it's okay to be seen as turtle, they don't pronounce. But you don't want to be seen as an abusive parent. Trust me, right? I've seen some of the parents that they are seen by other parents as abusive. You don't want to be in that position, man. You don't want to be in that position. Very, very bad, right? Your image is going to be tarnished. You will never recover that. It's as though you're a serial rapist, right? I know it sounds crazy, right? Abusive parent almost equals to serial rapist in a way, right? In some society, they almost view at you that way. So don't even try to be an abusive parent. If your kids need an iPhone, give them an iPhone. That's just life, all right? Your parents won't let you get a phone because they don't want you to watch H. I don't know. It's just how it is, right? This is happening in Australia too, implemented by November. See, it's going to happen in more and more places, guys. They are now doing it in more and more countries. We Brits need to do something about this. There's nothing that anyone from the other country can do anything about, right? Even Minecraft. You love moral policing people is my only salvation. I guess so, eh? I guess people love moral policing those things, right? You didn't get a phone until you were 18, but you can't compare you with the kids nowadays because it's like different era, right? You can't compare that, right? Time has changed, right? That's just how it is. Every kid nowadays has YouTube. Every kid nowadays want to be a YouTuber, for example, right? It's like things has changed. It comes down to irresponsible parents. Before you could easily get porn magazine, but your parents will just stop you. But it doesn't matter though, right? Because let's say what you say is true, right? Let's say what you say is it comes down to irresponsible parents. What if I told you that most people are irresponsible? Like really, right? Like, I agree with you, by the way. I agree with this statement, right? I agree with this statement. It all comes down to irresponsible parents, or let's just change the irresponsible to stupid parents. Let's just change the word to stupid. What if I tell you most humans are stupid and they require the government to tell them what to do and what not to do? You might not like it, and trust me when I say this, and I don't want to be too judgmental, right? But again, I've seen this pattern. I've seen stupid parents that have a lot of kids. Like really, I've seen some stupid parents or less educated parents. They work like low wage job. They have like 7 to 8 kids. Now, it's not, I don't want to like try to point fingers, but you know, again, I'm a teacher, right? I've seen, this is the pattern that I've seen before. I've seen some smart parents with like less kids, and generally, this is something that you see a lot, right? You can never, if there's enough of those people out there, right? If there's enough of those people out there, right? Some of the kids are malnourished, by the way. I've seen it before. It's like not a good look. You can see like the bones and stuff, but I don't want to talk about it too much, right? Because there's like a real life kind of thing. But again, I've seen it personally before. So it is what it is, right? If you have enough of those people in a country, the government has to do something, right? The government has to do something. What's my point? We kind of need the government to some extent. My point is, it doesn't matter if a person is stupid or smart, but it always matters what's the majority or minority. Does it make sense? So it doesn't matter if So let me give you an example, right? We all know games like Zenless Zero, alright, has more female characters, right? There's like some dude lovers here and there, but that's going to be the demographic, that's the target, right? Because that's like the target, the market audience is going to be for more people in that game. There's more people in Zenless Zero that wants female characters, right? So it doesn't matter what the dude lovers say. So this is like the same thing, the same principle that you will see. It doesn't really matter if you think you're the smart one, but if there's enough stupid people out there that don't know how to manage the kids, the government is going to win them over because there's more of them. Does it make sense? You might think that, oh, these people are stupid, why should we cater towards them? But there's a lot of them. Majority will always win. So you can say that these people are stupid, you can say that, oh, stupid people have kids, but government wants people to have kids because, like, again, the society that we live in nowadays is like the economy kind of thing, right? So again, it all boils down to the government will always want to cater towards these kind of people. So I don't think that calling them names or whatever is not, it will always lead towards that direction, right? That's just how it is. And that will always be how everything works. Whether you like it or not, that will always be how everything works. If you look at you look at the woke stuff as well, right? So right now it's dying. Why is that? Because right now there are more people that are in favor of the non-woke stuff, right? Like not like 2 or 3 years ago. So it will always change according to the direction of things. And whether you like it or not, that's just how it is. It will always cater towards the majority, right? That's my point.